All right, if everybody, excuse me, if everyone can take their seats, it's 1:30. All right. Good afternoon. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Resuming the open session of the Board of Governors meeting. Thank you again to everyone for being here and joining us today. We have a full and terrific agenda. Looking forward to hearing some updates from our Chancellor here in New Brunswick, and then also from Doctors Murtha and Johnson on our new medical school, and also on our cancer center. So some really exciting updates about things that are moving and happening here at Rutgers. With that, I have the absolute distinct privilege. I don't read many resolutions, but as the privilege of the chair, I have the privilege of reading this resolution today, which gives me great pleasure to honor Dr. Strom today. I would like to read the resolution lauding Dr. Brian Strom for his distinguished service to Rutgers. Whereas Dr. Brian L. Strom has exhibited extraordinary devotion to Rutgers and to all citizens of New Jersey throughout his tenure as Chancellor of Rutgers Biomedical and Health Sciences and Executive Vice President for Health Affairs. And during this tenure, Rutgers Health has become one of the nation's finest academic health centers. And whereas since his appointment in 2013, Chancellor Strom has exemplified leadership, vision, and dedication, guiding the university through transformative initiatives that have strengthened collaboration across Rutgers, forged important strategic partnerships, and advanced programs promoting the long-term health and well-being of the people of New Jersey through innovation and by setting new standards in community care. And whereas his many distinguished accomplishments include building upon the integration of the former University of Medicine and Dentistry of New Jersey into Rutgers, strengthening and expanding the state's most comprehensive academic health enterprise, and elevating Rutgers as a nationally recognized leader in healthcare education and biomedical discovery, and his guidance of 8 health-related schools and numerous world-class institutes and centers. And whereas under Chancellor Strom's guidance as a physician, epidemiologist, scholar, and public health leader, Rutgers became a national model for how to respond to the COVID-19 pandemic by graduating students early to meet urgent workforce needs and making groundbreaking contributions to vaccines and testing methods, including testing 20,000 people daily during the height of the pandemic. Extraordinary accomplishments that saved countless lives and helped pave the way for a post-COVID world. And whereas Chancellor Strom has left an indelible mark on Rutgers by laying the groundwork for the integration of our 2 medical schools to create the Rutgers School of Medicine, and through his efforts in encouraging essential capital projects, including the renovation of the Medical Science Building and construction of the Robert Wood Johnson Medical School building in Newark, and the new Rutgers Health Building at the Helix site in New Brunswick. And whereas through his recruitment of renowned faculty members from nationally esteemed institutions and their success in attracting billions of dollars in federal funding, Chancellor Strom has positioned Rutgers Health to continue to thrive, grow, and better fulfill its mission to educate future leaders in medicine while providing exceptional care that promotes long-term health. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Board of Governors of Rutgers, the State University of New Jersey, offers its deep gratitude to Dr. Brian L. Strom for his inspired stewardship and steadfast devotion to Rutgers University, students, faculty, and staff, and truly to all residents of New Jersey. And be it further resolved that the Board of Governors extends its sincere and best wishes to Dr. Strom for his continued success and happiness in all future endeavors. Thank you again. Wonderful way to open our open session of the meeting. I will now turn the floor to President Tate for the president's address. Thank you.
Thank you, Chairwoman. Let me begin by offering thanks to all who helped organize and support on the inauguration that took place in Newark. Chancellor, I would like to offer a special thank you to you. You took not only an intellectual, but a hands-on approach. I watched you. It was very moving, actually. And there were many, many others who we will celebrate at another time who made that event very special. The feedback I received from many colleagues across the country was one of the most heartwarming and touching events that they have ever attended in higher ed. And some of them are pretty jaded. And so I really think Newark was the right place to do that. And I want to thank everyone at Newark who was a part of it. It was very special for me, very special. During that time, we also announced the launching of a new fund, the EDGE Fund, which is a new scholarship effort to celebrate and support the next generation of thinkers and creators whose achievements in art, sports, and in particular non-revenue sports, who I think we have a misconception and think that everyone receives the same resources as a football player or men's basketball, but fact of the matter, that's not how this works. And so we want to make sure that our student athletes who are geniuses in that sport and also academically are given the resources they need. Similarly, there are people in science and art and technology who have redefined what excellence is. We want to support them in distinctive ways. And I think this fund is going to get going as fast as we can to help those young people. I'd also like to add to the resolution my thanks to Dr. Strom for your leadership. I really greatly appreciate you and all you've accomplished during your time. As many know, we have launched a search. Dean Murtha and Executive Vice President Arbuthnot will serve as co-chairs. Our interim for Rutgers Health will be Dean Bob Johnson, who I want to thank for agreeing to serve. He's a distinguished colleague, and I feel he will do an outstanding job for us during the interim period. I would like to also acknowledge two things that often aren't talked about when you put together committees. The search committee really was a shared governance activity with the Senate. They will be represented on that committee. I want to thank them for engaging us in that shared governance. It's extremely important, and I'm glad we were able to work it out, and they have an excellent representative on the committee. And we also followed through on our cooperative agreement with RWJ Barnabas that they were socialized on the committee members. And we thank them for their partnership and for engaging us in this process. We think that we have a unique opportunity for additional community engagement. I did receive a few notes from colleagues, some clinicians and deans with good ideas about how we can better integrate the community into the process. And we are taking that very seriously. We're working with Spencer Stewart. We'll integrate all of that into the process. I'd like to also take a moment to say, I am in the recruiting business. That's partly what I do. I'm so excited. Something happened to me that I could not have anticipated would be so quickly. Many years ago, or 2 or 3, I was in an exit interview with our vice president for enrollment at LSU. It was a hard meeting because he's an outstanding talent, and he told me he was moving back to the Northeast for family reasons. What could I say? But I did say one thing to him before he left that meeting. I said, I do not believe today is our last day working together. And as fate would have it, Dr. Jose Aviles is now joining us as our new Senior Vice President for Enrollment Management and Student Success. He left LSU to go to Temple, where he led them in some record-breaking enrollment efforts, just as he did for us at LSU, where we set record after record in terms of enrollment numbers and the quality of the class. I will give everyone a heads up. If you don't want to grow your honors college, you're going to have a real problem because Jose is going to go get you the best people. And so you've got to grow it. And I think that's very, very powerful. Simultaneously, his commitment to social mobility is as strong as anyone's that I've worked with in my professional career. Tremendous growth metrics everywhere he's been. I personally believe he was the guru of the SEC's growth in student enrollment, and he was the go-to sort of exemplar. In that world, there's a lot of econometric modeling, and people want to understand your modeling strategy. Everybody wanted Jose's modeling strategy, and because he was really getting it done. So I'm excited to have him here, want to welcome him, and just pumped to have someone here for that, because tuition, enrollment, revenue, excellence, and ranking, they all come together in that particular framework. And many of the chancellors know we've talked about our enrollment strategies, our ranking strategies. It all comes together when you have someone who can be a point guard for you in that. And so Jose is that person, and I'm excited to have Dr. Aviles. Finally, I would like to say on the honors side of the world, Rutgers has a Rhodes Scholar, and this is first in 30 years, a doctoral student, Omar Abute. I take correction on a Rhodes Scholar every time, Abute. I'm very excited that he has secured that award. It's a special deal. And I want to acknowledge him in this meeting and just thank those who mentored him. We often think about usually the winner, but you don't win those awards unless there's some faculty and staff, et cetera, mentoring and getting them prepared to compete and putting them in that position. So great thanks to the faculty and staff who worked on this project with him, and I wish him well in his endeavors. That concludes my formal.
Thank you very much. Are there any questions or comments with President Tate? Okay, hearing none. As I mentioned earlier, we have the privilege of welcoming Dr. Murtha and Dr. Johnson, who are leading the creation of our new medical school. I will invite you to the podium at this time for your presentation. Thank you again for making time to be here. Always exciting to hear the updates and all the progress that's been made. Thank you.